Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be creating another Halloween set, but this time around we are making a set inspired by skulls. So I'm actually going to bring in all sorts of different techniques into today's video. I'm just showing you guys the two colors that I'm using, and we've also got a black. So we've got an orange and this purpley shade and some black. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start applying our base colors. So we've got two black nails, one purple, one orange, and then one last nail is going to be an ombre between the orange and the pink, or purple, whatever you want to call it. Let me know, guys, what you think of that color. It's almost giving pinky purpley vibes. It's probably more purple, really, but it's got those pinky undertones. It's absolutely stunning. So the colored ones are from Madam Glam. I almost got the name wrong. I do have a discount code if you use glamifybabeofficial. That will save you guys 35% off your order. So make sure you check out the description. I will make sure to have a link down there as well, along with any other discount codes and promo links and just links to find the products that I'm using today. So I'm going to use a bunch of different techniques in today's video. That's why it's probably a little longer than it is usually. We've got stamping involved. We've got ever so slightly some hand art. We've got some glitter. We've got crystals. I even whip out my acrylic to do the flowers today. So that's completely new. I do leave quite a big chunk of that in the video because I thought it's not often that I use acrylic on my channel, and I thought that if I didn't use a lot of it and you guys watch me, you all might not also be too familiar with acrylic. So just in case, I thought I would leave that a little bit longer on the channel and on the video, and also kind of just show you the whole from start to finish the process on how I did the flowers. So I am just finishing up the ombre nail. I've done everything off camera with a second layer. That's all done. Time for that little bit of nail art, or hand art. So for this purpley nail, I decided to do this like reverse French tip. I have no idea how you call it. Is it a Russian French tip? I'm not too sure, but it's something like this, almost like a U shape you're trying to do, but up the other way round. But you can decide how far down the nail you want it. When I did my first prototype, I had it much higher, but when I was filming today, I did it a little bit lower. And then you want to go ahead and color it in. So I'm using the orange to do that. I'm just going to mess about with my brush to do that. You can use just the brush from the bottle if you wanted to, all up to you, but I felt like I had quite a lot of that orange in my palette, and that was the only nail that we're going to use some sort of nail art brush to do anything. So I thought, let me just use it up from my palette so it doesn't go to waste. But here it is with two layers. Stunning. You don't have to wait or be too cautious when it comes to that line, because we are going to cover it up with crystals later. So if it's ever so slightly wonky or something isn't quite right, don't worry about it. You don't have to make it perfect. So I've got this stunning glitter. It's literally screaming Halloween. It's kind of the inspiration or the color palette for why I went for those colors today. So I got this glitter and I think it's stunning. It's got purple, white, gold kind of colors in them, so I kind of decided to pick out colors to match that color palette. Although I don't have a gold today, I wanted to use orange instead of the gold, so that's why I've got the orange and no gold. So for the two black nails, I thought it would be really cool to put the glitter down. We are going to matte top coat later, which will bring out the glitter in such a fun way. So I thought the black would be a really fun nail to pop it onto. So I'm using a base coat to apply across the whole nail. That's going to work as our glue. And then I'm just using my ombre brush to pick up the glitter and just placing it down. I'm mainly focusing most of my glitter down the bottom and bringing up about 3/4 of the way, and making sure that right at the top of the nail where I'm kind of finishing with the glitter, the finest of the glitters are there. So it's almost like a ombre thing you want to do. If you're not too fast, then don't worry about it. You could even cover the whole nail if you wanted to with the glitter, because it looks stunning. But I'm purposely only covering about half of the nail because later on we're going to make a skull flower, which is what I was going for. You have to let me know if it looks cool or not in a comment. But that was kind of what I was going for, a skull flower. I do wish I made the petals much larger, but yeah, like I said, I'm not too familiar with acrylic. I'm still learning. I do have quite a few acrylics in my collection, but it's just a matter of practicing. So I am trying to get more into acrylic, more into other nail products other than just gel. So I do have builder gels, and every so often you see content of me kind of doing nails using the other products. But yeah, we're going to do some flowers. And it's not actually as hard as it looks, guys. So if you do have some acrylic and you don't use it, but you love flowers, the look of flowers, definitely stick around and watch till I get to that point in time, because it's literally so easy and so fun to do. So I've got 2 stamping plates here. One's from What's Up Nails, one's from Mow You London. I am going to start off with the Mow You London plate. And for that one, there's a really cool image on there, and it's the skulls. There's skulls with bones on them, and I thought it was so fun and cool. So I'm going with my black stamping polish from Born Pretty, and I'm going to scrape it, pick it up, and we're going to do a reverse stamping. We've got 2 nails today that we're going to reverse stamp. So I'm just isolating the image, getting rid of anything I don't want. And I'm going to grab some white stamping polish, a brush of your choice, preferably like a shorter one. It just seems to work better. The longer it is, the more difficult it seems to be to colour in. And if you've got a really fine one as well, that'd be really good. And now I'm going to colour it in. So I'm starting off with the skulls, like the big heads. That was just because it was easy. Just a lot of surface to colour. And then off camera, I ended up just colouring in those X bones that are happening, and it was just a pain. It's not perfect. I wasn't being too precise. Of course, the more precise you are, the neater and prettier, you could say, it ends up looking. But I had no time. Today's set was so long to do, and I ended up just going a bit out of line. But even then, once it's stamped, you can't even tell that much. So it just proves that you don't have to be too precise. You don't have to spend too much time doing it. Here it is coloured in, and I'm only wanting to stamp it onto the orange part of this nail. So as you can see, it went over a little bit, and it also didn't cover the sides, but it's okay because we are going to put some crystals on it. So it will literally cover it up and you won't even be able to tell. And now with a nail wipe, we are going to soak in acetone and just clean up around the nail. Wherever we didn't want it, just wipe it away, clean it up, and you're good to go. So now that that's done, we've got one more nail to do, and that one's going to be a full cover stamped nail on the WhatsApp Beauty stamping plate. It had such a stunning image. I was literally wanting to use this for so long, and I'm so glad I finally got to do it. So this image is stunning. It's got flowers and it's got the skulls in the middle, which is also why I later on wanted to do the 3D flowers with skulls in the middle. So this image has just random also skulls kind of scattered and some hearts as well. So I'm going in with the white to colour in the skull heads. Every single one that I could find I coloured in, even if it wasn't in a flower. And then the flower petals, I've got a Born Pretty purple stamping polish, and I'm going to use that to colour the petals. And whilst I was at it, I also thought, let me colour in the hearts as well. So that's what we're going to do. The purple, of course, is coming in because the rest of the set's got purple going on, so we want to bring that in. We are going to stamp it onto the orange nail, so the purple will stand out. If you are stamping it on a purple nail, then go ahead and maybe do orange instead, just to like kind of stay in the colour palette. So here's me colouring it in. I do actually end up doing a whoopsie, so I was actually picking up quite a lot of that purple onto my brush, and I didn't think about it, but it was still quite wet when I went ahead and stamped, and it ended up smudging a little bit. Luckily not enough where I had to redo it, because that would have been such a pain. There's nothing worse doing reverse stamping and picking up an image that's got a lot going on. You have to colour in a lot and then mess it up in the end. Luckily, you'll see here now, there we go, but there was some residue left on my stamper and I almost stamped it again. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. So that was that, and then I did another one off camera, and it's just double stamped. And any areas that you want to basically add anything in, you can, whenever you've got any gaps or anything, just to make it look good. And since we're using gel polish, it leaves a tacky layer. This is why you can definitely just leave your image fully dry on your stamper if you wanted to before, transferring over. Here we've got my Glitterbels orange acrylic. As you can see, it's literally full. I'd never use it. Here's my Glitterbels special brush to do 3D art. And I've got my acetone on the side there. Such a shame it's not in shot, but I'm not picking up too much liquid. And then I'm doing the 3 bead method, so I'm tapping 3 times and then hoping for the best. Sometimes a bit too liquidy, sometimes it wasn't. I am not at all a pro in any means. I'm still practicing and learning. If it was more wet, I was waiting a little bit longer for it to dry. But once you get the bead down, wait a couple of minutes, seconds. You just have to kind of watch what's happening with the bead, and then just at an angle press down, and suddenly you've got a petal. So I was trying to be a bit more efficient. So once I placed the bead and I thought, oh, like this one for example was quite wet, whilst it was drying, I thought, let me go ahead and pick up another bead, but make sure you're placing it on the opposite side, because once couple of times actually, I thought I'll be efficient and place the beads next to each other, but if they're both runny, they'll end up running into each other and you will not end up having a perfect flower. So there you saw that the third bead that I placed down was much less wet, and I was able to actually press down much quicker than the other one. So it's just a learning curve. It's just trying to understand the product that you're working with and how much liquid to pick up. So although right now, even when I'm doing this flower, it looks like the flower is quite large and takes up quite a lot of space, but once we place the little head that we're going to place down, it's just going to make the flower look tiny. So you see in just a second what I mean. There we go. We're just going to finish that one. I'm so happy with them. So you all know I usually use the 4D or 3D carving gels, whatever you want to call it. I think AliExpress calls it 4D carving gels, but let's be real, it's 3D. But they're basically like Play-Doh-y stuff, not actually a Play-Doh, but you can just mold it in your hands and it won't change until you cure it, basically. Like, not change, but it won't set until you cure it, which is really nice. And of course with acrylic you're kind of time bound and you have to work quite quickly, so usually I'd use that. But when it comes to situations like today where I wanted a orange flower or like a neon flower, I can't do that because I don't either have the color, or basically don't have the color. And so I really want to start practicing getting more into the 3D work with acrylic, because it just opens up so many more opportunities and design opportunities. Really, you're able to express yourself more. It's so fun. The more you learn, the more you're able to express yourself. You've got more options, basically. So that was risky what I just did there, but luckily that petal a minute ago was almost them. Okay, last petal, press it down. Oh, I just love them. I wish I could just leave them. It's so cute. So cute. Now that they're dry, we're going to pop a big bead of rhinestone glue gel from a cart, and then we're going to place the skulls in the center. So now this is the bit where you notice that the flower just disappears a little bit. You can only see the petals, which is fine. I just wish they were ever so slightly larger. So there goes one. We've got one more to do. And then once they go into the lamp, we'll top coat all the nails with matte top coat. If you wanted to do the matte top coat at the end, you definitely can. If you're doing it on a client, definitely do the top coat right at the end. But just for ease for today, I matte top coated before doing the rest of the rhinestone work. So here it is, me matte top coating. I am using a Neo Nails matte top coat. It is literally the best top coat I've ever used at the moment, so I'm happy with it. And I'm so worried I'm gonna run out, because you all know I'm literally doing matte top coats all day and all night. Well, not matte top coats, matte nails. So hopefully I don't run out, please. But yeah, just applying it, and then I'm leaving the black ones to last, just because once I get to them I have to now pick it up and go around them. I don't want to pop any matte top coat onto the flower. You can if you wanted to, but I feel like it would change the way it is matte, because the matte top coat is quite velvety and the acrylic, once it's set, has like a different kind of matte feel. So I wanted to keep it how it is. Same with the 4D carving gels. Once you cure them, it goes matte, and it's like a slightly different feeling and look of matte compared to top coats. So I always try and avoid it, and feel like also getting the top coat around the actual flower will help it kind of stay in place as well if it is someone who's wearing the nails. So now that they're done and matte, I'm going in with crystals. So I've got AB crystals, and I also have got the stunning fiery orange crystals, guys. Cannot rave about these enough. Every time I use them, I am amazed. I am in love. I'm not usually an orange girly, but just that tone of orange that these crystals have is stunning. I wish you guys could see it in person. It's unreal. Literally fiery orangey crystals, stunning. And it's quite funny because, once again, I don't actually do a lot of orange nails, yet these crystals seem to be picked up quite often from me. So the first ombre nail got just a line of crystals, and it's just a little play of sizes of the orange and the AB crystal. Off camera, I will go ahead and do caviar beads, but that's just off camera. I drew that today. And in this nail, like I said earlier, we're going to apply the crystals around the lines that we made. Same thing, starting with the largest crystal at the top, and then the further away around the nail you're getting, the smaller the crystal you're using. And we're just going to switch between the orange and the AB as well. Same thing, that nail will have some caviar beads later on. The other two nails, which are the skull nails, we're just going to create like a stem of the flower with just one same size AB, and those two nails don't get any caviar beads. So that'll be that. We're just coming to the end of the video in a second. I will just show you I think only one of the skull nails. the skull flower nails, and then I just repeat the same thing on the other one. I think I just end up doing the stem coming out from the other side of the nail, so this one has the rhinestones coming from the right hand side, but the other nail is going to have it coming from the left hand side. But you also notice that the way I position the flowers, this one for example is a bit more to the right, the other one is a bit more to the left, so that's kind of what I was going for. So there we go, it's just the same size all the way down. Pop them into the lamp, and we're basically done. So here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. Look at that crystal, guys. Oh my god, unreal. Absolutely unreal. So if you guys liked the video, if you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.